So for years, I've helped a lot of people navigate the painful journey of trying to get an ex back. But recently, I had a revelation. The most successful ex back stories were never about direct reattraction. For example, responding to an ex in seemingly magnetic ways. They were about something far more fundamental. Personal transformation. And that's when it clicked. Ex-back advice really is just self-improvement in disguise. What I realized is that becoming more attractive and maximizing your chances of getting back with your ex largely boils down to an internal process. A shift in priorities and self-perception, to be more exact. So rather than focusing on changing your outer behavior, so what you say, how you present yourself, how you move, and so on, it's way better to focus on mindset, emotional health, and beliefs. And once you improve those aspects, attractive behavior will ensue automatically, without you really having to think about it, and your chances of reconciliation will rise. Now before we start the video, just a quick announcement. If you want to learn about my entire process for mending a relationship, as well as get a lot of actionable practical advice that I don't share on this YouTube channel, you should download my free reattraction cheat sheet, a one-page PDF document that outlines all of that. You can download it via the link in the description below this video. But with that being said, let's continue with the video. Let me try and illustrate this theory for you with some more practical examples, okay? So let's say you keep getting friend-zoned, or you keep getting rejected by your ex. Well, in that case, what should you do? You should probably stop submitting yourself to a position where you can get friend-zoned or rejected in the first place. And to do this, you should, for one, stop reaching out to your ex, manage the needy tendencies propelling you to run after them to try and prove yourself to them. You should also expand your self-awareness to where you can notice how you come across. So whether you're, for instance, constantly making yourself available, or you keep dropping everything when your ex reaches out. These behaviors signal nothing but desperation. Now addressing and overcoming them should help you avoid or escape the friend zone and fend off some of the rejections, be that temporary or permanent. Now let me give you another example of what I mean when I say that ex-back advice is just self-improvement. Let's say your ex keeps disrespecting you, stringing you along, or maybe even using you. In these cases, you should probably just stop being so spineless. You should assert some personal boundaries instead. In other words, you should stand up for yourself, meaning you should call out disrespectful behavior immediately, and don't just silently accept it. If your ex is, let's say, keeping you as a backup option, a plan B, you should recognize it for what it is. And then you also should not accept breadcrumbs of attention or half-assed efforts at reconciliation. Like your time and your emotional energy, they're valuable resources and you want to treat them that way. And ultimately, you want to move the fuck on if your ex cannot treat you the way you want to be treated. Let's continue with yet another example. Let's say, and this is probably one of the most common ex-back issues out there, you're overwhelmed about how to approach the whole thing, you're overwhelmed about what to do next, and you just cannot quit obsessing over your ex and ruminating about your relationship. If any of that is the case, you should probably find something you care more about than getting them back in the first place. Something that excites you, something that feels significant, and that imbues your life with meaning. And then you want to pour yourself into that something, whatever the hell that is. And it can truly be anything, even a combination of things, like fighting for a cause or a movement you believe in, investing in another relationship, excelling in your career, achieving mastery at a particular sport or skill, even flossing your cat. Just the point is, start small if you need to. Join a gym, take a class of whatever, volunteer, start a side project that you've been putting off. The goal isn't to just forget about your ex. It's just to build a life so fulfilling that they become optional, not essential. That will suddenly, as you'll see, it's going to resolve a lot of your issues, your obsessive thoughts about them, your ruminations, and all of your uncertainty and confusion about whether or not you guys are gonna get back together. Now, here's another common one, okay? Maybe you believe your ex is irreplaceable, that they're your soulmate, and that you'll never find anyone better, and that you'll never love anyone in the same way ever again. Well, in that case, it's a beliefs game, right? It's all about limiting beliefs. You need to, for a start, to be able to overcome these issues, these negative limiting beliefs. You should realize that you're just bullshitting yourself, that those beliefs are baseless, unjustifiable, even harmful. I mean, look at the evidence. Billions of people have felt exactly like you do, and most of them, they found someone better than their ex. Your soulmate probably isn't someone who chose to walk away from you anyways. I want you to challenge these romantic myths that are keeping you stuck, then work on dislodging them and acquiring new, more empowering beliefs. A good place to start is by simply asking yourself, what if I'm wrong? What if there are multiple potential great matches for me? What if this breakup is actually redirecting me towards someone more compatible? The thing is, it probably is. You just have to start believing it to actually unleash the effects of this mental shift. Here's another example, okay? Can't stop seeking your ex's validation and your ex's approval. A lot of people have this problem, specifically people that have a codependency, let's say have multiple codependency issues, people who lean towards the anxious attachment style, which most of my audience leans toward. In this case, well, you should spawn some self-respect to tackle the issue. Again, realize it's not about what you directly do to influence reattraction. In order to get an ex back in this case, it's not about trying to convince them to return. It's about, in this case, as I said, spawning some self-respect. At least that is the first and best step to mitigate the whole issue of your excessive desire for approval and validation from your ex, right? So basically what I'm saying is, don't think how you can wow your ex next, how you can inspire them to return or get them to throw you a compliment or two. Instead, I want you to ask yourself some hard questions. Why do you need their approval so badly in the first place? What are you trying to prove anyways? Think about also what your ex is doing for you. Do they reciprocate your advances? Can you see that they're actually interested in you sexually? Are they actually trying to help you mend your relationship, or is it basically all on your shoulders? Now, once you begin thinking with a bit more self-respect, I want you to act accordingly. Meaning, if your ex can give you what you want, if your ex isn't putting in the same amount of effort into the relationship, or at least some sort of an equal amount of effort, right? It doesn't have to be exactly the same as the effort that you're giving in. Just some effort, man. Just something. If your ex can give you any of that, you should probably just move on to someone who can give it to you, who can provide you with what you're searching for. Or let's say you have difficulties gauging your ex's interest level and connecting with them emotionally. Well, in that case, you should probably develop your social and connecting skills. How? Well, start hanging out with more people and start dating more people. And as you do this, put an emphasis on developing your connecting and social skills. So these are skills like storytelling, relating, flirting, using vulnerability, being humorous, not being creepy, and so forth. But don't just practice these skills mechanically. I want you to use them to create genuine connections with people, to genuinely connect with them. Because each new interaction will be an opportunity to learn about yourself and others. And you're going to have way more fun with it if you try to approach it with that sort of a mindset. Also, if you just have fun while you're dating and socializing with other people, you're going to naturally be more attractive. Your ex will naturally be more inclined to you, to coming back to you, to giving you another shot. If they, for example, see you out and about, if they, for example, stumble upon you somewhere, if one of your friends tells your ex, hey, this guy that you broke up with or this gal, they're actually having a lot of fun. You should see them. These are the real needle movers in reattraction. And I want you to pay especially close attention to how different people respond to you, both romantically and just like platonically. So I want you to actually think about how you approach people and try to discern what works and what doesn't work, what leads to negative reactions, what leads to more positive or at least neutral reactions. And then you take what you learn and you apply it in the context of reattraction. And I'm sure as shit, you're gonna get better results. More importantly, you'll develop a way better sense when your ex is genuinely interested versus when they're just trying to be polite or they're using you for attention, sex, money, and so on. Now, I probably don't need to go on. Maybe this self-improvement stuff doesn't sound too sexy, but get yourself in order and reattraction might just sort itself out. That, or you'll realize your ex was actually a pretty unsuitable partner for you and that you should probably find someone who's a better fit. Nothing wrong with either conclusion. At the end of the day, this was never really about getting an ex back. It was about becoming someone who doesn't need to chase after anyone who doesn't want them. Someone who knows their worth and isn't afraid to walk away from what doesn't serve them. Someone who's genuinely happy and fulfilled with or without a relationship. That's the person you should strive to become. And that's the person I want to help you become. Because paradoxically, it's becoming this person that will give you the best chance to mend your relationship. Or, if that doesn't work out, to cultivate a new and improved relationship with someone else. So that's pretty much it. Don't forget to download your reattraction cheat sheet, link in the description down below this video. And that's pretty much all from my side. See ya.